Did you not think people would find this out?
You know, Piers, not after
You're not running to be like a reality TV star.
No, I understand.
Right? You know, if you were going on Celebrity Apprentice, which I went on, right, it doesn't matter. You can embellish stuff about yourself. Nobody cares, right? But to run for Congress of the United States and to just tell blatant lies about even your academic record, I'm just struck, not necessarily that a politician would lie, but that you would think no one would find out.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and buckle up, everybody, because you are about to witness the mental gymnastics champion of the GOP do some amazing tricks. George Santos is about to try and blame the culture of politics and the media for him being a compulsive liar and a horrible human being.
Well, I'll humor you this. I ran in 2020 for the same exact seat for Congress, and I got away with it then, and I guess...
Right. Well, that's honest.
Stupid.
So you thought, actually, they're not going to find out?
No, I didn't think so.
I mean, you also claim to be a Wall Street hotshot who worked at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. Your CV, again, your resume boasted of doubling revenue on a project at Goldman's. Is any of that true?
So this is where the resume doesn't, where I can defend my work career. I work for subsidiary groups and outside of those companies.
You never worked at Goldman's or Citigroup?
Not at them as a direct employee.
Here's the thing. This makes him a great Republican. Do you realize that? Lying and cheating and stealing and being able to lie on camera about all of your awful choices means he fits in very well with the rest of the GOP. Now, do they want to admit that? No. But they get real chummy with him behind closed doors. And I can almost guarantee it because they are all liars and cheats as well. They just lie about it a little bit better.
Some of the stuff about your family life has caused, I would say, more offence if, as people believe, it wasn't true. And I want to turn to something that's obviously very personal to you, and that's your own mother. And this question of whether she was working, as you claimed, in her office in the South Tower of the Twin Towers on September the 11th, and then passed away, as you said, a few years later when she lost a battle to cancer. Now, there is no record of your mother, Fatima de Volder, ever having worked in the Twin Towers. So was that true?
That's true.
Why is there no record of her working there?
I don't know where people are looking or what they're looking for.
But there is, as you know, because of what happened afterwards, there's a record of everyone that worked there. There's no doubt about who worked there.
I'm sorry.
And there is simply no evidence that your mother ever worked at the World Trade Center at all. And the NBC News looked into this and said the only known employer she had was at an imports business in Queens that folded in 1994. New York Times said she worked as a nurse in Brazil. Two genealogists found documents that said your mother returned to Brazil by September 2001, and she was actually not even in America at the time.
Who knows when this person is telling the truth? And really, the better question is that what is the GOP going to do about it? Because you have people like this and Marjorie Greene and Lauren Boebert making up the majority in the House, and Kevin McCarthy is completely fine with that because he gets the gavel and he gets the majority. No room for morals or ethics there, folks. That power he now has means more than holding anyone accountable.
You claimed in a Conservative podcast in May 2022 that your grandparents survived the Holocaust. Your campaign bio again claimed that they fled persecution during World War II. And you told Fox News that you have Ukrainian heritage on your mother's side. Now, again, multiple family records show your maternal grandparents were born in Brazil, and a genealogist told CNN there's no sign of Jewish and or Ukrainian heritage and no indication of name changes along the way.
So this is the one that I'll battle to my grave, to the point that I've already ordered those DNA test kits, and I've done 4 of them so far, and I'm just waiting for their returns, and I'm very curious to share those with everybody.
While his story and the things he fabricated are awful, let's keep in mind that the Republican Party has been fine with it up until this point, or any more points in which Santos will inevitably put his foot in his mouth. They are the best at political theater and argue until blue in the face over if Democrats are being anti-Semitic. But you have a Republican congressman allegedly using fake Jewish heritage to prop himself up, and the majority of the party is silent on that, and that's because they don't actually care about stopping anti-Semitism or any other form of hatred. They only use it when it's beneficial. This is the same party harboring people who aren't afraid of going to white nationalist conferences. Do you really think they care about how this looks? It's all for power and all to have the majority needed to keep giving those tax breaks to corporations and tearing the middle class apart. Even the big move of putting Santos under investigation isn't really taking off at all. As of February the 7th, the House GOP said that the Ethics Committee hadn't organized yet, so they are just taking their sweet time on this, and in the meantime don't really seem to care how bad or illegitimate this makes them out to be. I honestly don't know what can come about Santos that would push McCarthy to care about how much worse this makes the party look for him. We've seen how Republicans are allowed to play with the fine lines of legality when they have a spot in power, and it just keeps getting rubbed in our faces. Imagine that. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.